it seems that this whole conspiracy started, or the first time I saw you in controversy was Obamacare, Affordable Care Act, when you said you oppose, and correct me if I'm wrong, you oppose the Affordable Care Act because it increased the cost of pizzas by 12 cents or something of that nature.
No, the analysts worried about the cost of Obamacare. Our delivery charge per pizza is about $2.50, $2.60 a pie. Obamacare was 14 cents. So the point was, it's insignificant. It's not a problem. I mean, it's less than 20% of what it costs to deliver the pizza. So it was an analogy to explain that 14 cents a pizza, because there is a cost. I mean, when you provide more healthcare, there's a cost, but it's insignificant on an $11 pizza. 14 cents is just over a point. So it's not a problem.
But your comment was that you were going to lower employees' hours to avoid paying their health insurance.
No, I would never say that. I will say in Hawaii, there's a franchisee out there where they had a program similar to Obamacare, and that's what he did. He lowered the hours. And that's what ended up happening with a lot of the companies in the market. But I never said that. No.
So you are saying that your comment was in support of Obamacare and not against. Because it sounds like you're saying it was 13 cents and that's a small amount, so who cares? But at the time, it was reported, and what I've read is that you were saying that it was going to be an undue cost on your company.
My comments were the 14 cents is incidental. It doesn't matter. And that it's good that everybody's going to have health insurance. Because if we did it, everybody else had to do it. So we looked at it as a good thing as long as everybody did it, as one. So we didn't, if you look at the speech I gave at Edison, we looked at it as a very good thing that 100% of the employees were going to have health insurance.
That's interesting.
There's a transcript
totally
on that too.
Not how it was reported.
But remember what I told you.
And this was in 2012. This was a long
November
time
the
ago.
2nd of 2012, what'd the company do? Nothing. What happens when the company does nothing? John gets hurt. By November 1st of 17, they did it again. They did nothing. I got killed, and they painted in the race. So now the company now has a track record of knowing when they do nothing, it hurts me. And if you're wanting to take me out of the picture, what better way to do it than ignore what was really said?
So you are saying, just for the record, that you never said that you would lower employees' hours.
No, I did not say that. Here's the beautiful thing is there's a tape from Edison College on that speech, which is, you can get that tape. If you want to see it, I'll send it to you and Ela. The transcript, 2017, is a transcript. There's a tape, and there's a tape on the laundry service. So there's a tape on all three comments, and none of the comments are indicative of what was reported by the media, and Papa John's did nothing to clear the record. Now, is that good? Well, it's turned out to be a disaster. So if you take the position, we're going to get rid of the founder, and we're going to violate the duty of care and the duty of loyalty, and we're going to throw him on under the bus for something he didn't say, probably not legal, probably not cool, but they're making a bet that the company would be better without me.
Right.
It's turned out to be a disaster. The company's in trouble. The franchisee's in trouble. So not only did they violate the law, not only did they do something that was borderline evil, they've hurt a lot of people along the way.
What would you say to, I imagine what they would say in response to that is that the company was already on the decline because of your actions.
I would say that the company was on the decline because they didn't correct the record, and they let what was mischaracterized carried on, and they further embellished it. Remember, the two people in charge of PR that were supposed to protect me deserted me in the middle of now, I've made these people multimillionaires. Not one executive, not one board member is called and said, "How you doing?"
Probably ordered not to communicate with you.
I don't know what it is, but can you imagine a founder building 5,000 stores out of a broom closet and having something mischaracterized?
They were your family.
They had them over the house at Christmas. You took them on trips, and they don't even call to check out on how you're doing. Now, there's some people that are
feels bad.
They're pretty sad. That's pretty sad.
That feels really bad.
Yeah, I feel sorry for people that. I mean, when you build a 5,000 store chain out of a broom closet, and you make all these people multimillionaires, And you have something like this happen. It's untruthful and not fair. And not only, it's not right in the sense that that's not my character. That's not my moral fiber. And yet they don't pick up the phone and say, "Hey, there's a disagreement here, but how you doing? How's your family?"
Personal resentment.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
Yeah.
You expected more from these people who.
How do you?
People that can you hold your thought?
Yeah.
People that you think are put together. These are leaders of the community. They ain't put together very well. They're not put together the way they pretend to be put together. The corporate geniuses, please.
Do you have trouble trusting people now?
No, but
No.
you get better at it.
You're more guarded. You have to be. You have to be more retreated now and guarded of who you speak to and who you associate with. There's got to be trauma there.
Yeah.
PTSD.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Remember, you have to look at things of what did I do wrong? What could I have done better? And a couple things. One is 31% didn't hold the day. It just would. So I should have.
You own 31%
I own
of the
31%.
company. You thought that would be enough.
I thought it'd be.
How did it end up not being enough?
Because
what happened?
That 31 wasn't enough to carry another 20% against what the backlash on the N-word.
So everybody, all the other owners colluded for a cumulative 51% to oust you.
The board, it's worse than that. The board colluded with the media to make the N-word worse than it was, and then went to the other owners and said, we have a bad apple in John. That's kind of how they did that. The second thing is remember, I knew something like this could happen, but not from people around me that I cared about because it wasn't in their best interest to do this.
Right.
To your point, the lesson there is you have to have your guard up a little better. But I missed the boat on those two aspects, and I lost my company. And the company now is in trouble.
Well, I was going to ask, in summary, looking over the story as it is, you've got these three big media controversies dating back. The first time I heard you in the news in that regard was 2012 with the Affordable Care Act, which, according to you, was misreported. What's the story in all of this for you? What do you take away from this whole experience? You've built it up in 2012. Then in the past couple of years, again, two more controversies with the kneeling, and then that phone call where you said the N-word. Like, what's the story? What's the lesson for you?
I think the lesson is you always go through things like this, and you come out the other side a better person. And this makes you stronger and better, and it makes you more appreciative of the people that do good and do have a good soul. We had a really good thing going. It was making $150 million a year, and we had the best pizza and best service, and everybody's making a lot of money. So that introduces an element of being comfortable. And sometimes when you're comfortable, you don't prune the bad parts of yourself as much as you should. Whereas if you go through something like this, it forces you to be a better person in every way. And I could have never sold 8 million shares of stock in the position I was as CEO because it would have scared everybody else to death. These folks have come in, they've created a mirage, they've created a farce, they've bumped the stock up to 65, and I've been able to sell 7, 8 million
So
shares.
that's kind of a nice thing.
It's a real nice thing because I never would have been able to sell 7, 8 million shares
that's
without
a silver lining.
Exactly.
So you cashed out a little bit
Right.
before you couldn't.
Right. Plus now I get
Let me do the math. What'd you sell? How many shares did you sell?
let's say 8 mil.
8 million shares. My God. And at what value?
Let's just do 50 for math. It's 400 mil.
Ooh! So you cashed out 400 million?
And how do you feel? I told you I'd be okay.
No kidding. Whoa.
but look
So
what
wait,
look,
how does that work? So the company pays you $400 million?
people that buy into the stock pay the 400.
And then this guy is coming in and saving the company with how much?
250.
250 mil.
And but you just sucked out 400 million.
Let's see who's right.
Oh shit.
He's got this thing sold in the next.
But what did they expect? They knew you were going to sell your stock. You'd be silly of you not to sell some.
Here's what I was hoping. I was hoping they could run it better than I could run it. I really was. I mean, I was
Yeah, you're
hoping,
like, let's see.
Let's see. I mean,
Yeah.
because you think maybe you don't know as much.
You're
which
like,
is healthy.
maybe they're right.
Maybe they're right. And
Yeah.
so if we're clocking along here at 3 or 4% comps, and we're making good pizza and culture, and everybody's getting raises, I'm like, well, it's not how I would have done it, but good for them. But that's not what's happened. We're closing stores. I went down to my hometown store and Park City yesterday to get the Papadillas. Really Papa Zones, but Papadillas, okay. And the store's closed.
Oh, no.
Had to drive all the way to Salt Lake. But closing stores, people losing their jobs. And so I can't be part of that, and I don't want to be part of it. But the silver lining is now I'm involved with some health things. I love people. I love pizza. And we've found some things that really can help people's health and make people feel better emotionally, spiritually, and intellectually and physically. That turns me on.
Yeah, you got $400 million in the bank. You could do whatever the hell you want. Damn.
That's
Pizza's been good to Papa.
It's been a blessing from God.